I'm back with another video. Today we're talking all about the Bank of America zero down payment home loan mortgage grants. Now I know there's been a lot of things out in the media because Bank of America has come up with this particular mortgage assistance for lower income areas. So I want to clear up all the background. What are the requirements? Let you guys know, how you should handle this, what you should think about it. So I want to start off by saying that this is something that is specifically targeted towards minorities because it's only in predominantly African American or Hispanic areas that they will actually be doing the grants and approvals. Now, you won't necessarily be paying $0 down payment. The way that it works is you can get up to $10,000 towards your down payment or 3% of whatever that purchasing price is. So what they're doing is actually giving you a grant towards the actual down payment so that you don't have to come out of pocket for anything. And then they also have the American Home Grant, which gives you up to $7,500 towards your actual closing costs. So you're actually will be able to use these two things as long as you get a loan with Bank of America. So they'll assist you with the down payment as well as the closing costs. If you don't already know, when it comes to buying a home, those are going to be your two most high price ticket items when it comes to closing on that particular home outside of just finding it. So just to let you guys know, it is specifically based on your income. They do have a maximum income gap, and then it is also based on the home location. Thankfully, I have found that Bank of America has created their own separate website for you to be able to go online and search any home that will be available for that grant. So I'm going to leave the link to that website in the description below so that you guys can go on there. All you need to do is basically type in your city and state, and then I'm going to show you guys here. They actually have a section where you can add on the filter and you can select to check off and see only homes that are qualified for that said grant. That makes the process super easier. I actually looked up my own city of Houston, Texas, and I did see specifically that majority of the areas, especially since I'm from Houston, I saw that they are predominantly in African American inner city, but they do have things on the outskirts as well, but most of them are in either Hispanic or African American areas. Overall, they are still some pretty good areas to where you can find some great homes. And then the other way that it pops up is once you go through that filter, you can pull up any home that's under that list, and it has a little icon for you. And I'll show you above. It has an icon that says grant on it, and then it will say this home is eligible for the grant. You want to make sure if you want to be eligible for the grant for the down payment assistance as well as the closing costs, you must get a home that has that tag on it because you have to do the financing directly with Bank of America to be eligible to get those two things. Now, the other thing that everybody was wondering about is that they're saying that there's no actual credit checks because they don't require you to have a higher credit score. What they go off of instead is based on your payment history for rent, utilities, phone bill, auto insurance, payments, and those type of things. So they'll go in and look at all your payment history for those things. If you're on time with those, that will pretty much override any type of credit check because as long as you're on time with those things, they believe that you'll be on time with your mortgage payments. It does not require you to have mortgage insurance. Now, I did see in the fine print at the bottom that it said if you are required to have mortgage insurance, it will be much lower than what the regular home loan insurance is when it comes to conventional loans. In order for you to be eligible, outside of finding the home and making sure that it is tagged as available for the grant, you must go through a home buying course with Bank of America and HUD. You must complete that home buying course in order for you to also go through the full process. And then the last thing that I think was very important that I saw in the fine print as well is that this money that you are going to get for the assistance, whether it's for the down payment or the closing costs, it is taxable income, and you will be given a 1099 miscellaneous, which means that you will have to file that money on your taxes as something that you receive. That is a really big thing for you to know and understand. When you get that 1099, that means that what your normal tax refund may have been or your normal tax liability, it is going to be different. You will get a lower tax refund most likely, and you may have a higher tax liability if you normally have to pay. So you want to be completely aware of all the things that are included with being able to get this zero down payment. This is, now originally I thought that maybe it would be a great idea, especially if you're looking to get an investment property, which it can be. It really just depends, because it also states that it's a fixed rate mortgage with no cash out refinance, which means if you decide to buy a home under this plan, it's a fixed rate, and if you refinance it, you can't refinance it to take the money out of the home and use it for something else, because it also has to be a primary residence. Now, if you decided to use this, to purchase a home and then later rent it out, that's great. But if you're looking to do it specifically to get the money out of the refinance, this isn't necessarily the home loan for you. The less you put down, the more. But I want you guys to know and understand something. It's targeted towards certain areas for a reason, because most of those people either don't have credit established, may not have the best credit history. So you want to look at the fine print of things that I went over. Also, you want to look at the rates. Don't just get in a home loan just because they're saying that you're actually going to be eligible for it. If your interest rate is too high, you're going to be paying forever. You also need to realize that the lower of a down payment that you make, the higher your monthly payment is going to be. And you need to make sure that you ask them what is going to be your full payment, including the mortgage, any type of insurance that they may require, however minimal it may be, as well as the property taxes, because your mortgage amount and the full amount after all those fees can be very different. So I want you guys to be prepared for what you're potentially getting into when it comes to this plan. Now, I do think that it is pretty reasonable, especially if you may not have the best credit, as long as the interest rates are good. And because they are still in pretty decent areas, it just depends on what state you're in, how good those areas are, if they've been gentrified, things of that nature. But just so you know, it is the community home ownership commitment. I'm going to drop the link below so that y'all can go and look at all the details for yourself, as well as go to the link where you can look up homes in your area that may be eligible for the grant. Thank you guys again for joining. I'm so happy to be back. This is Rose. Thank you again for hanging with me here at Rose Credit Repair. And don't forget, like, subscribe, comment below if you have any credit questions. I'm going to be answering them myself in the comments. So you know what to do. Until next time.